What's up, fools? Today we are going to be doing another garage tour, and we are going to be doing Rick Ross. So we are going to head in right now, and off rip, this is probably one of the worst garages that I could do. There's like the first 5 or so cars are pretty spot on, but a lot of them are not. You see, Rick Ross has a lot of Chevys. This is more of his old school garage, like his old school collection. And when I started doing it, I thought it would be good, and as I just kept getting along, it just got worse and worse, because Rick Ross is a Chevy boy, and GTA kind of isn't. It's got a lot of Ford. There's one that's a Chevy in here, but if you look up the cars and their equivalents on Google or on whatever, not many of them are Chevys, if any. So it was a little tough. Some of these cars are just, the best comparison that I could get, but I wanted to get another video up before I actually move back to Florida. Currently I'm in Colorado, so either way, we're going to get right to it and start right here with one that actually is the comparison of his real car. But right here, we have got the Enus Cognoscenti 55, which is pretty much just like the game's equivalent to a Maybach, and it's an older one. This is supposed to be the one that he just got here in like 2020, but it does have the same exact rims and the same colorway, so it's pretty spot on. Same interior, you got the fishbowl windows. I think he just got this, and I assume he's going to customize it and do things to it, but there's no content or any photos of it being done up yet. So this is what we got, just stock from the dealership, what it looks like. But right here we've got the Maybach. Pretty simple. Moving on to this next one, this is like the classic. This is the classic everyday I'm hustling BMW 7 Series. I believe it was 751i, or I don't know, but this one's pretty spot on. The rims are pretty spot on. Picture of Ricky right here. Rims are pretty spot on. Car's the actual game equivalent to a BMW 7 Series, so that's what we got right here. The BMW 7 Series from Everyday I'm Hustling, a classic with Ricky Rick. Yeah, pretty simple, but it's a good one for sure. Definitely probably going to keep this one. Might not keep a lot of the ones in this garage, but might keep that one just because it's so classic. And boom! Right here, we've got this big ol' fat ol' red truck, which is the game's equivalent, I believe, to like a Ford F650 or something. A big old boy. And this isn't even as big as the one that he has. He's got like a big old GMC that's got 3 rows of these like doors and seats, but had to get it. I mean, this is pretty close for the game's equivalent. I thought that like one of the utility trucks for this arena right here actually would have been a better comparison, just because it is huge, and his, I feel like, I'm pretty sure his has the tow like winch and all kinds of stuff on it anyway. But right here, Big Red, that's what I call it. He actually has names for his cars, and I basically only have the name of one of them. I definitely could have tried harder and looked up what he calls all of them, but he does name his cars. But for right now, we'll just name them. This will be the basic bitch. This will be Big White, okay? And this will be Big Red. So we're starting there. Now this next car is probably the best one in the garage in terms of comparison to his. Like, this is like spot on, and this is actually a livery or livery or whatever that comes in game, just ready to go. So I was pretty stoked because like in the Travis video, I didn't have the purple camo for the Lambo, and it wasn't an option, but this is pretty spot on to his. It's got those slime green rims. I had to do some stunt jumps before this video to get those knocked out, but this is basically his Ferrari 458 Italia, I believe it is. In the game, this is the Grotti Furia, which is pretty much a 458 Italia, a 488 Spider, a 488 Pista or Pista or whatever the heck it is, Pasta, whatever it is. But this is definitely my favorite one in the garage in terms of like comparison to the actual car he has, as well as that next one that we're gonna go look at over there. But we got the slime green rims, and we also got the slime green, come on, slime green neons on there, and I actually don't mind that the Big Red Fukaru is on there as a tribute to Miami and Rick. You know, he's got like a lot of his old schools, as we'll see, like you saw Big Red, but a lot of his old schools, he has a red and a black like side of his collection. So I thought the red Fukaru on there actually was pretty fitting, at least to represent Miami, South Florida, hold that down. Over here, this is also like, these two are definitely the best ones in terms of like equivalent in game and real life in his cars that he actually has. This one is the Declasse Tornado, which it's supposed to be his. I believe it's a 57 Belair, or it's a 57 Impala, but this actually is the game's equivalent to that. This is the one that like actually is a Chevy in game. I think it also resembles a Ford, if I remember from what I looked up online, but this one is pretty spot on, and it's just a clean car. I like how old schools and like muscle cars, even if you lower them, they're just stanced, like, oh, they're just tough, you know what I mean? They're just like, they're up there, they're good to go. So this is the Declasse Tornado. Probably this one and that last one, that Furia, are my favorite ones in the garage for sure, and just because the way they look just in general, but also just because they like look clean. They look really, really good. So threw the red neons on here and the red Fukaru on the tires, you know, again, just as a tribute to Miami and the red side and whatnot. And now over here, probably like the best one that he's got, because little Ricky ain't so little. That's a big boy to be riding something like this, but here's a picture on the screen. He's got like a stretch red chopper, and honestly, like, his has that fat front tire, so I went with this one in the game, but there's like no customization options for this. This is the LCC Innovation. Basically just needed a stretch chopper, this was that. Needed the fat front tire, this was that. But I wish there was a lot more customization on here, because basically all I could do was change the paint color, and I don't even think I could change the tires or rims on this thing. Yeah, I couldn't, because I wanted to make them red, because on his is like all red, and I couldn't. But I thought it'd be cool to add, just because it's a good photo to throw on the screen. Probably good for clickbait, maybe what I'll use as the thumbnail, and it's just different. So we got the stretchy boy for the big boy in here. Now over here, so this is like one of my favorite cars in the game, just in terms of like this way it looks and whatnot. This is the Volker Fagaloa, I believe is what it's called. But this is a pretty sweet one. Now this is not his. He has a wagon, and basically this is like this is like the only old school wagon in the game, or at least the best one, I think. His is a Chevy, of course, and this is the game's equivalent to Amazon, a Volvo Amazon wagon, or something. But you know, I could get it red. I could pretty much get the similar rims on it, and those tail lights. Most of the cars in this game pull inspiration from multiple vehicles. Mainly this one's based off of the Volvo Amazon, but those taillights, you know, kind of little hint of Chevy in there, you know, if they were longer and a little bit more, you know, flary or showy, it would definitely be a lot better. But he had a wagon in his collection that I saw on like a random video, so I thought it was fitting to throw a wagon in here. And like I said, this is one of my favorite cars in the game, so even if you don't think it's good in this garage, it's a cool car in the game. You should grab it if you don't have it. I believe it's really not that expensive either, and you can slam this thing and do all kinds of customizations to it that make it sweet. So it's a cool car. Moving on, see, this is just a horrible comparison to what his is in real life. This is a Vapid Peyote custom. Basically the only reason this is in the garage, one, it's a Benny's custom, so I could customize it a ton. And you know, Ricky's got crazy customization on his whips, and they're very specific, and they're very like unique. So I left this one in here just because it was that essentially the only thing to compare this to his, which was like I don't know, it was probably an Impala, some type of Impala, which had the top on it. But if I threw the top on this, it had to be zebra, so I just took it off. It was a convertible, so that works. But basically the only comparison of this to his car in real life is that there's a back tire on the back of this thing. That's it. So like this is a horrible garage in terms of comparison, but we had to get something up. We had to get some stuff done. I went ahead and I threw the Benny custom, you know, money logo on there, made it red. You know, so really this car is kind of inspired by his collection. It's not necessarily one from his actual collection, but it is a cool car. It's super customizable. It's a lowrider. So it works. And that's another thing too. The only like donk that you can make in this game, I believe, is what is it? Let's go see, because I don't remember the name of it. But if you go to Benny's, it is the Willard. See, look at this thing. The Willard Faction. Yeah, Willard Faction. Like with the big old tires, and most of his have that, you know, and that's at South Florida, like donk, you know, a donk whip. But he doesn't have one of these, or at least not that I saw in the short time that I, you know, tried to throw this video together. I feel like I should have thrown it in the garage just maybe as another inspiration car or something, but I felt like it was already so bad that I couldn't risk it. I had to try and put something that was actually like one of his cars. But we can't make any donks in here, so that's kind of a bummer, because a lot of these have the really big rims and they're really high, you know, got like 24s or bigger 38s, 57s, I don't freaking know. But last, but actually not least, this is the Albany Manana Custom, which actually I know the name of, at least that he named. I said earlier in the video he names all of his cars. This one is called the Lemon Pepper. So it's pretty spot on, other than the fact that this is a Cadillac Eldorado pretty much in the game, and his again is like a Chevy Impala some year, 57, 58, 59, 61, something. He's got a lot, but I could go with the similar rims, other than the fact that they're not huge and this car isn't like stanced up and like donked out. And I obviously couldn't get the Gucci roof, but this is the Lemon Pepper. Another picture on screen, per usual, of his car that this is supposed to look like. That's pretty much it. We actually didn't name, so let's go name these. So this one, we said we were gonna name them. So we got the basic bitch over there. I think we call this Big White, but let's just call this Little White. We'll call this Big Red. This one over here with the slime green, we'll just call the Slime Ball, all right? Because it's got the slime green rims on it. This one here we'll call Black Betty. That's a good one, Black Betty. This one right here, we'll just call it the Stretchy Boy, okay? This one right here, we will call it the Red Wagon. Pretty simple. Like, you don't got to get too creative here. We got the Red Wagon here. Over here, we got the Money Red, the Money Whip. But I'm trying on this video, man. I'm really trying, but it was just thrown together real quick. We're moving soon, and I wanted to get something up before we got out of here. It's better to have something up than nothing up. It might not be the greatest video, but I gotta stay in routine. I gotta start putting these things up. So right here we got the Money Red, and then right here just the Lemon Pepper, which is what he named it anyways. If I was gonna name it, I think Lemon Pepper fits. He's got, you know, Wingstop and all that, and it makes sense. This is just Lemon Pepper. So if you guys liked it, if you guys liked the video, let me know. If you guys didn't like the video, let me know. That is it. Thanks for coming. Do all the stuff that YouTubers ask you to do, like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notifications, open up your app, flip it over, throw it upside down, do all of the things, and we will catch you guys in the next one.